This is the house that Kamurai built. Time to get started. Ba-boom! Hello, peoples. I've been just out of my mind lately, like trying to take care of stuff at work and do things that I can't do. Whether it be I have to wait on other people to do things, or it's just out of my control, or we notably can't fix it as a company. Just silly things like that. Crazy cats. I don't know if you heard that in the background or not, but it was actually kind of loud. Playing a lot of Dragon Age 2. I'll talk about that more on Sunday, I'm sure. Next week, I should be driving up to Atlanta to visit. I think that's when we're finally going to pull the trigger. But I got to rent a car and drive up there. And I had a small experience with that today because I took my Nissan Leaf in for a checkup. It's a 2011. And I don't feel like I'm getting the mileage out of it that I should. Like my range will show 70 and then it drops rather quickly down to 50. And it feels like I'm getting, I think I did the math on the way home tonight. It's like for every 7 miles I go, it like drops 10. So like it's rounding up heavily. I'm not using like Bluetooth or AC or heat or anything like that. It's just not fuel efficient for what it determines. And I can't even get like a decent charge out of it because like at most at 80% I can go to 75. If we do some quick math here, 75 times 80 divided by 100. That's not right. That's that's 80% of that. So 75 divided by 10 times 8. Now I did it again. Watch me fail at math. I already had a little bit of this tonight. So we want to know what something times 80% equals 7/10. So x times 8/10. So take out both 10s. 7 divided by 8. Doesn't sound right at all. Have I forgot how to do math properly? Oh my gosh. Wow, this is a really embarrassing thing to have on the internet. So point is that Nissan doesn't think anything's wrong with my fuel cells or anything. There is a degrade over time, etc. So, like, of course, I'm not going to get the full 120 out of 150 that I should be getting. Oh, there we go. I can do it right out of that. So 75 to 120 versus that. So 75 times 150 is 11,250 divided by 120. So about 94 miles is what I should be getting. I'm getting like 70, 75. And it doesn't feel like I can actually use it. I feel feels kind of ridiculous. And I know that the newer models don't always have these things, so it's like, ugh, I wish I could just fix it. But I'm just kind of stuck with it for now. And if I have to make a longer trip, then I'm just renting a car. The question really is how far a trip I can make, because I actually managed to go over and visit a friend last weekend, and she's Keystone Heights, and I had to go through Mambla. But it felt like about 60 miles, so like I made it there like 20 miles to go, I think, and I just hung out there and charged up, and then I just took my time getting back, and I actually had to turn on my lights because it started raining pretty heavy. So like I made it back, and I made it back with like 10, 20 to spare. So I can do it. I just have to be smart about it. There's a couple places I want to go. Like I don't think I could go all the way to Orlando from Gainesville. As much as I would like to like test out Disney World tentatively. maybe more so Epcot Center, where all the themed places are, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with the Disney parks. But I am gonna run off here because I have to decide how tired I am and whether or not I'm gonna end up Twitch streaming some more Dragon Age 2, because I'm really enjoying that game. Even though I feel like I did the wrong character, because I did my original characters how I did, because honestly I wanted a two-handed warrior, and the way I abused the system let me make a two-handed warrior, because I just made a rogue and I treated her like a warrior, and I just was like, okay, I'll up your dex and strength or whatever enough to do what you need to do. So I had her wearing like armor and wielding two hands, and the original one, Tech Tree or whatever, had it so that you could get the rogue short swords. And in Dragon Age 2, they're having none of that. Everybody's super restricted in their equipment. Like, most of your characters only have like one piece of armor they can upgrade during the game, and then all the rest of the armor is for your main character. So you end up selling off a lot of stuff, and then you go through weapons. And then the weapons are super restrictive. The rogues can only use daggers and bows. Varric can only use Bianca. Fenners can only use double-handeds. I think Aveline has some options on which way she can go, but of course I could respec, because there is a way to do that. So I could respec Fenris and Aveline and actually do like 2 heavy shield tanks. Really fun. And like, there's not as many characters as the first one. Like, my favorite part about Awakening was like we were playing with the character setups. Like, you could actually do 4, if your main character is a wizard, you could do 4 mages and like train them up as battle mages. And then they each had like their own specialty past that. So like, you could have warrior mages, and it's awesome because they all have like fade shields and stuff. They're all crazy looking. And then, or you could go like the rogue route, which is what we did as well, where like you can do 4 rogues, I think, and have like each one with a pet, or you can do like 3 and then like something else. It's crazy because you're running around with like 7 or 8 characters in your party. As your pets, you can treat just like other things. That's something they didn't carry forth in Dragon Age 2. I don't know why. Okay, I'm talking about games. I should not be doing that on this one, because this is just about me and my life and what I do and the trials and turbulence. I'm sorry, I was choking on my shitty singing. But my phone did this horrible thing where like the battery declared itself dead. It was like this huge X, and then like it was just slow to react. But before that, it said I had a bunch of notifications. Some of them from the Escapist folks. So I was kind of hoping to see what was up there. Marla and CJ and Josh and Marshall, and the last Instagram thing. I don't know why I had an Instagram notification before. Now I don't. It's actually from one of the weird girls, Suchita. And part of me wants to go like it might be an accident. But Suchita, the girl or lady who plays the rogue, and I thought she was doing okay for not having played before. I didn't realize how new the players they were. But she got replaced by a donut. I don't know what happened, casting choices, etc. I'm sure she got busy because that's what happens in life. And so they've been trying to play a little bit without her, and I think they're waiting on her to come back now. Maybe the donut's not getting as good a reception, and I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I mean, like, she's a delight on camera, don't get me wrong. But, like, general statistically, like, pretty girls kind of rate over donuts, I think, for the most part. So, plus she actually added a lot of, like, glib conversation to the video. I think that would be wrong to undervalue that. So Abby has some of the best one-liners now that she's evened out as an on-camera personality. Because I watched some of her early stuff more recently, and she's just like she's being like a kid, and like in some of the later videos, she actually looks like a equal party member who happens to be young, and I like that she probably watched herself, and people probably gave her pointers and stuff, and she evened out a little bit. I'll be a kid, do what you do, but she's totally into her character. She's talking about GURPS. Like, I didn't play GURPS. So I don't know, that whole thing. And apparently there's a episode of Tabletop for me to watch, so I'll probably do that tonight when I go to bed. Oh my god. That is the most nerve-wracking feeling in the world when all you hear is from the other room. And fortunately, the super victim is right here with me. Normally, people like just ran in here. She can get away. She's smart and quick, and she climbs better than anybody else here. And the big aggressor's right here. So who's being a dick? Is it you? You furry, fluffy monster. Okay, it's probably the orange one. He's really aggressive. I don't know what his problem is. And the boys are super demanding for attention. The girls are much more chillax. Especially Ivory nowadays, where she was the one that always liked to wrestle when they were little because she was giant size. She'd win all the time. Now she's just meow, meow, and then she'll lay down and like belly rub. Because she's the only one that likes it. Because I used to hold them all down and give them what I'd call infinite belly rub. It looked like Honda, and it's like Honda's 100-hand slap, but I guess this way, and you just do that across their belly. And she loves it. Some of the other ones are kind of weirded out by it. And then like CT's particular, she likes like here to her chin. But if I start going lower than that, she'll try to bite me. But it's funny because she's the one that hates me, but she doesn't like bite down. Like she just And it's so funny because it's the same behavior Rooster used to do when I'd be petting him too much. So they're so funny, being brother and sister. But that's enough cat talk. Cat talk, cat walk, ba-da-da-da-da. So have a nice day. I am Kamurai.